Makes you question everything, because that's the biggest lie. It's the biggest lie. It's the biggest lie.
It might not be the biggest lie.
Oh,
It might not be the biggest lie, but it is definitely. I mean, yeah, it might not be the biggest lie. It's definitely one of the most exciting, especially for people like you and I and others that maybe have experienced and delved into and looked into quite a few other different alternative ways of seeing reality. Yeah? It is definitely one that holds some of the best questions, some of the most interesting questions, but might not be the biggest, because I'm sure there still could be, even though you find out the Earth is flat, or you realise the Earth is flat and stuff like that. There's still levels of reality that are probably more easily understood than we are allowed to, which we pin what we think reality is, or what
it's true. It's an onion. It is a total onion screen, and things are being revealed every time.
But it's definitely interesting, though. Yeah.
But
you can see for me, it's like, you know, like when you see on that murder mystery, and you got the detective, and he's drinking coffee, and he ain't sleeping until he cracks his case, and he's pinning everything up on the wall, and like still he's getting closer, but no, still like maybe one of the witnesses gets killed, and he just can't make it make sense, and then he finds that one factor, that helps things to get tied together, and then you can see the plot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Starts unraveling, and that's what I think Flat Earth is one of them things for many people.
So for instance, you know, I was a Trekkie, I was into Star Wars, I loved sci-fi, I loved all that shit.
That was probably my favourite genre.
You dig?
Not anymore though.
But since Flat Earth, I had to ban it.
You have to ban it out.
Everything get banned.
But then do you see, like, basically, it all happened, lots of stuff coincided.
Aliens, you know, all the aliens. Ban
aliens, that's demon worship. But you know what I realise, what they're doing, or what they've been doing, is bigger than what I comprehended it to be. So then that was my from my perspective. So then when I took that step back, I realised that, like I said to you in the beginning, there isn't nothing that you shouldn't question.
Exactly.
Because especially the things you were taught.
Exactly.
One
the
on
science.
One makes two.
Scientists.
Maybe
we look at that again.
If you're a philosopher,
you need to look at that again.
I'm down to look at everything.
Everything.
It makes sense why you get, like, you wake as a youth, Jurassic Park or dinosaurs, dino this, dino that. Yeah, you got the Transformers.
There's no real boat.
Yeah, and why is everything always being set forward? Like, for instance, if you're born around the 70s, 60s era, you are like at the pinnacle of certain trends and fashions that are still ruling today. All they do is get regurgitated. From films to music to the art of bringing back certain eras and renewing it. We think to ourselves it's just entertainment. Clearly, there's important things that those things drive home why they are part of our society. Do you know what I mean?
Repetition.
Like I could say Street Fighter,
or
Dragon Ball Z, or because anime is not new, but they put certain things in these things.
Oh yeah, like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball
come on,
Z.
Mr. Satan. they're teaching you things, and we enjoy it as entertainment. So like everything is just
it's a programming.
Esotericness, isn't it?
Well, check it. I mean, look, the scientists are almost like the gods of this earth. You understand? Basically, you can have an argument with anybody, and then they'll say, "Well,
a scientist
says
look here.
This scientist."
They do it in the courthouse as well.
Yeah.
They always refer to this so-called expert.
Who gives a fuck?
To give you his opinion.
Who 10 minutes before went and did the shit.
I read somewhere, you know what? I read a long time ago that the scientists have the biggest egos on the planet. If they are wrong, they will never say they're wrong. They don't know shit.
They don't dwell on the unknown aspects.
They're on a paycheck.
They're all like, at the end of the day, scientists are good people, yeah?
Yes.
Majority of people are scientists. But what they do, they're only given a parameter of information to work with themselves. Because what we do in society is we stand on the shoulders of others in terms of, okay, how does your Panasonic TV work? I don't know, but if I Google it, it says this, and that, and more intelligent people than me know how to do it, so I just take it for granted. That's the process.
Yeah.
None of us are testing how the frequency is getting from blah blah blah. Why we've gone from analog TVs to only digital signals. What this is, what these frequencies mean, what HD affects, how it affects the brain.
We assume a whole bunch of shit
that clever people have thought on our behalf.
On our behalf, we regurgitate. When you pin someone down, when you pin down someone and say, "Have you done the work?"
Nah. Many people have.
None of them.
That's why I take a stance that is I'm on eggshells. I'm not trying to just.
Well, this is what I'm loving about the flat Earth thing. A lot of people are starting to go back to natural science and trying to do experiments for themselves. And they're checking the evidence for themselves in real world tests.
I've not seen
I was on
anyone
a flight.
to
I was on a flight.
or
I was
whatever.
on a flight the other day.
Yeah.
I took my camera out. I was doing the horizon.
Yeah.
And it was at eye level every time.
Of course.
I was like, this is a joke.
Standard.
Like, there's no curvature. Nothing.
But you see what this is, yeah? We could be thinking that the Earth is flat, and I think with that whole thing of Earth is flat, some people get caught up because they got literal minds. So they're like, well, no, there's mountains and there's. It's like, okay, that's not what flat Earth means, is it? Yeah? What that phrase means, and maybe we shouldn't be using that phrase. We don't actually have an understanding of what the shape of the Earth is, what the Earth is, and the size of it. I've got a theory. I think that we're standing on infinity. We're standing on the universe, and the universe is infinite. So you are connected to material that goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. The problem is you've got an idea of what your boundaries are, because that's what we've been hypnotized with. So we are the dog in a really big cage that doesn't realise it's in a cage.
Yes.
Because by the time it's got
Get
to one
the
end
edge.
of the cage, it's bored and it's got distracted with all the nice, shiny, beautiful things that are here. All religions and everything else. Things that teach us to look up, look up. Travel, we think of going up. Travel, everything's been promoted. Phileas Fogg, all of this bullshit, round the world in 80 days. All of that shit is there to consolidate your mind. Richard Branson going around in this hot balloon, blah, 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 is to just keep you focused on, we live like that. And it could be limitless. There could be enough space for each and every one of us to have an Earth-sized fucking garden.
Garden, for real. And the thing is, all these stuff are being fed to us, trickled down slowly over the years, and we've accepted it, you know. So we'll get someone like, you say, Richard Branson. He's going, what was it, like 20 years ago, he's going to make us fly up in space in his space plane. That got squashed, yeah?
Now it's SpaceX and all that.
SpaceX ain't going nowhere. And, you know, we question things. And
you know what the joke is? People will be going, yeah? I'll tell you why people will be going. People will be going and you'll be seeing people picked out from the crowd, crowd-funded, blah, 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 blah. And they'll be going up and it will be a totally believable experience. Just like people, China said they went to the moon last year. It'll be totally believable to anyone that wants to look into that shit and believe it. From you've turned off your head from this vacuumless place where rocket fuel is applicable, like the logic of it is just, it doesn't make sense.
When you dig into this field of the Earth not being the centre, and not a ball, you learn so much about physics and where you live. I haven't learned so much about physics. I've done physics and all that stuff, but not to this level. To start really looking into vacuums, and I'm quite happy to challenge fucking Stephen Hawking, because I know he ain't seen a fucking black hole in his life, you know, because they don't exist. That's bullshit.
Like Stephen Hawking, that's like another example of
buzzword
shit we believe that doesn't even really stand up. I don't even believe Stephen Hawking. I think you'd be able to roll out Stephen Hawking in 8 different places at the same fucking time, and you'd be convincing Stephen Hawking. I don't think anyone's got a clue who that is speaking behind that machine, or what it is, or what's
Apple
going
talk.
on. Like, do you know what I mean? And you know what? So what? People love that. Iconography. Always having someone to quote and name and blah blah blah.
Yes.
And we don't stand on our own gumption. We just don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
As much as I try to rebel against it and rare, I don't. There's
Well,
some things that I believe
well-
that I've not got round to checking.
Well, for me personally, yeah, when people challenge me on the flat earth thing, first thing I say, have you seen a curve? And they go, oh, have you seen a flat? I say, yeah, I've been up mountains, I've been on plains, I've been on oceans, and I've never seen a fucking curve.
But this is what I'm saying, people are lazy though. And you experience that. You're just lazy. Not,
And then there
you're
was,
like this kind of person that, for instance, that will come and say to you, oh, you're talking about flat earth, what? And ask you a load of questions and
A
go
ton
on
of questions.
what I'm researching, what I'm looking into. That's what you're supposed to do, stimulate a conversation, right?
I'll tell you another thing, what it brought into me as well. People like, for instance, David Icke, Michael Tessarion, whatever, Biaggi or whatever he's like. All these people who brought out these books and talking about all this shit about whatever, another realms or whatever, space lizards or whatnot and blah blah. All these people brought out all these books and all this shit and saying all this stuff, but no one never mentioned the flat earth back then. Why?
Yeah, why?
Why? That's why I banned them. That was very important, very simple. It's a simple question what we ask ourselves as kids.
How you doing?
Why?
You okay?
You know,
Alright.
it's
I'm okay.
it's a simple question we ask as kids. Yeah, why don't people fall off the earth who live in Australia? Why? It's a simple fucking question. Come on. But we ask ourselves as kids, and then someone says gravity, and we go okay. Someone says a magic word, and we go okay. Don't check it. Don't make sense. We're so dumb, we're so lazy, and we're so spoon-fed. Yeah, we don't think no more. We don't experiment. We don't observe. We don't listen. We just regurgitate. Get a book, regurgitate, and we don't know nothing. And
that's what intelligence is based on now. What do you mean? I think we've probably all been doing it inherently as humans for thousands of years, or whatever it is the time span be. The difference, not even the differences.
I don't think for a fact. I think there was a time where everybody knew.
Every single body.
Not everybody, but the majority of people knew because that was their belief or knowing, whatever.
I don't know if there's been a time where everybody knew at the same time.
Well, there's
I mean,
books,
or
and
the majority of people. That I mean, we're talking worldwide. I don't know.
We don't even know
exactly.
what the scale of the world.
This is
So
the point I'm
it's the
trying
other
to say.
thing.
So all them kind of thought processes, like a brother said to me the other day, oh, there's 5 billion people. Like all them kind of thought processes are the ones we need to let go of.
Yeah.
We have no idea how much people are.
We know nothing.
I don't know. Trust me.
Yeah.
I'll make the point of saying we don't know how many people are in Hyde Park or in this square mile vicinity, and all the technology in the world may not account, and they're not using all the technology in the world. If they were, they'd tell us about it, and we'd have a more precise number. It doesn't tell you the people that are missing, the people that are hiding, the people that died that we don't know of, the people that have been born that we don't know of, the unregistered people, you know, the locations of all the missing. Don't try to say. So how are you going to know the number of people that dwell? And that's a big number of people. If you think London, the amount of people that vote, that's cool. Then the amount of people you pick up on your camera, that's cool. What about all the people that you don't pick up on your camera and don't vote, don't have a birth certificate? And all the ones that are missing and ones that are held captive? What about all the people that you thought were alive but are dead?
Exactly. I mean,
so where do you get where do you start when we're talking about the whole world? As if someone's gone round and said, right, yeah, you're here. Oh, 58 people are born every minute. Whatever. All these kind of statistics pin you down to a fake reality.
Yeah, I don't even deal with the stats because I know they're prone to change, constant change. So they're they're very old. They become old.
Who owns them? Who puts them out? People, like, what's the name of them?
It's just a general assumption, though, isn't it? It's just a general assumption about how many people. You don't need to live by it.
Yeah, but why are you assuming that? Why are you assuming? That's not fact.
Would you assume? Would you assume that the road's clear sometimes?
No, I wouldn't make
Oh,
this.
there's
I agree with what you're saying, but it's like
You can't tell me how many. How can you
they're
tell
not
me how many people
like
in Africa?
definitive numbers, you
I don't
know.
get that.
I don't think you could get a definitive number in change, in constant change, and that's why it's pointless trying to pin down some kind of round number or ballpark number. We don't really know, and that's the real truth, you know.
Who gone with a tape measure around the sides of all around Africa to tell you how big Africa is?
That's bullshit.
Where? And they're gonna tell you they used the satellite to get that to get the imagery.
Bullshit.
Got high enough to capture the whole of Africa in a picture.
There's
Today you can fit all continents in Africa as well in terms of size.
I'm sure you could fit Africa inside of another continent. You probably fit Africa 15 times inside of Antarctica. Who knows?
we don't know. Yeah, we just been told a whole bunch of shit. How do they measure it? They can measure it with their toes and tell us. We will believe it. You know, we just accept what they say.
The point is, none of us
That's
are
the
gonna,
fact.
so they could actually say, look, we got a supercomputer that does this and triangulates.
Yeah.
And you know what? They put in a documentary that's 60 minutes long.
Looks
and
great.
You will not be able to disprove it because they're using what they call science. Doesn't make it true.
And if you challenge it, everybody will say you're stupid
Doesn't make it true.
because it was on TV.
It's just things are packaged in such a way that they're palatable to us. We're like, oh yeah, like a clever white guy in a lab coat. But all of those are stereotypes that we've put into our heads. You think
Could
of
be a black guy, but it's
It could be, yeah.
but a white guy is more credible. Wear some glasses and name tag.
Yeah, so there's obviously a stereotype attached to intelligence, and that's important when you are underpinning how you live your life, based on you think that this person is more intelligent, and it's based on a racist stereotype. Because I've experienced it. I would say the masses. I say we, because I think in general it seems like this is how we are thinking. You know, it seems like if, for instance, if a politician steps up or a newspaper or a newsreader steps up and says this happened here at this time, blah blah blah, it seems like the majority of us accept that as being the truth. I don't. You may not. But we are not in the majority, just me and you. And I am still connected to the people, like, this, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I use things like we, or it might not even be something that I share as a viewpoint, but I know that a lot of us do.
I think that we're transitioning slowly.
How many of us?
Not many.
How many of us?
Not many.
A couple of us.
Not many. Are transitioning slowly from recognizing, well, a lot of us already recognize that politicians lie, yeah, and we can't really trust them that much. They have self-interest at heart. We understand that businesses and multinational companies have their investors at heart. Now we're slowly going into the fact that scientists have their own interests at heart, and even religion, you know. And it's not a lot of people who are thinking like that, but there is a movement of people starting to realize that you know, the only you can have your interest at heart, which is good for you and all that kind of stuff, but there's bodies which are controlling how we think and process day-to-day life, which I think is almost
They're trying to control.
trying.
Well, you can submit or not submit.
I think
I think we're being completely controlled.
we say that, but you are. He doesn't think that we're completely being controlled, but we are.
I think you made a conscious choice to submit.
I think the level that we are being controlled is what we don't understand. The detail and the span of the plan is what we are.
Long.
We as humans, I can see even us, we underestimate.
It's conditioning. We're
We
conditioned.
underestimate
I believe
how-
you're being conditioned, but I still believe you have a conscious choice
and
whether to submit or not.
and that keeps you calm. That keeps you calm.
The choice.
It does.
They keep you calm.
No, that idea, that thought keeps you calm.
Yes.
It
That
keeps me calm on my day-to-day. It keeps most of us calm. Even those revolutionaries, it keeps them calm. But it's not the truth, though. the way things are.
These
We're allowed to see little bits of control and whatever, and feel like, oh yeah, we're doing our bit by voting for this person or that person.
I think that's garbage, bro.
Alright,
Yeah.
not voting, but even not voting, we think we're doing our bit by
But-
not voting.
but
Has
I-
the same amount of impact.
I would say that I would question, you know, say like 100 years ago or 50 years ago, were people kind of thinking on this kind of level about how we're being controlled and manipulated? You believe so?
Probably, yeah. Probably having the same conversations.
It's just
They just didn't find a way to completely free themselves.
so. Do you understand that the control has got a lot more sophisticated with technology and time?
You know what?
But we're using more sophisticated things in society.
As well as that, as well as the fact that, you know, it's like the fifth monkey kind of thing. After a while, people just do things without even questioning it. Yeah.
I think are starting to know that more people are coming to realise in different places, well, do you know what, this is not what I thought it was, or there's more to it than this. There's actually a group of beings that are actively trying to propagate this lie, this misconception. We're being engineered in a certain way. Once you start realising that there's loads of avenues to go down to keep investigating, but I think it's being made, it's been more sophisticated, the whole control process, but also it's been made more obvious, so more what's the word, overt.
So
Do you know what I mean? So that's why it's like a double-headed dragon. The overtness of what they're doing makes us more aware, and us becoming more aware makes it more obvious what they're doing.
this
Do you know what I mean?
the divide and rule.
And at the same time, simultaneously, I think other things are being. I think there's a confidence in where they are in terms of their stage of the game, and I think that's why things are being a bit more open to see.
I mean, the term government is in order to govern disorder, you know, to govern something which is not kind of organised, which is there's disrepute kind of thing. That's what the government and the govern all is about. So their business is to perpetuate chaos in order for them to be validated. Do you understand? It doesn't make sense having a government if everything is working fine. So this divide and rule through all these other systems, which have been implemented over God knows how many ages, and like I said, no diversity. If you was on an island with someone else and you got shipwrecked, you could be with a Hare Krishna. You two different beliefs. You're not going to be thinking about, well, you need to pray like this, you need to read this book, you need to believe this. You'll be like food, fire, shower. That's the common interest. That's life.
So this is what I'm saying. This is why in that last conversation with
Raven,
I was saying to man that basically the only way to change the system is to opt out the system and be no part of the system anymore. I think that's the best way to destroy the system in itself. However, in terms of like thinking about commerce and money and businesses, what I'm saying is I think that's short term. That's a short term fix. But what you're saying is you don't have a problem with the system as long as you can get an equal standing in it. And that's different from recognizing that the system is inhumane and unnatural and is designed by default to cause the very same problems that plague it.
I hear you, yeah. I hear you. You know, there's times when I used to think like that way back, whatnot. But the thing is, yeah, what I've learned, and I learned it from that, what's his name? One of them generals, the black one who, when they came out Iraq, what's his name? Powell, yeah? His exit strategy, yeah? Transitionary period in anything. Any dramatic change needs a transitionary period. You cannot just boom.
Yeah.
There would be a disaster right across.
I think that's the only thing that's going to change the current system. Disaster. Thank you. This is what I'm trying to say.
Well, that's a hell of a lot.
Listen, there's not going to be no. Listen. Yeah, listen. This is what I'm saying. Yeah? This is not going to be some soft company fucking merger where Alice from
Soft
fucking-
Brexit.
Yeah, Alice from finances gets moved down and
Right.
and a nice little package. If we're talking about society and the way things are on a whole, if you understand or have a slight notion, I don't know.
But listen, this is, I hear you, but you see, like this man, is your son?
Yes, it is.
There you go, yeah. I thought like you, but then I had my son. Maybe you got kids, whatnot, blah blah.
Yeah.
Then I had to think a bit different. I don't want to go hard because, all right,
Because you got kids. What about other people's
I know,
kids?
I
that are
know,
suffering
of
because
course,
the system?
of course. No. Listen,
He wants a lot of the stuff that you want.
I do.
Can I say to you, I don't think the system would allow you to partially come out.
This is what I'm trying to say. But this is what he's.
I had to
offering
think.
up as a
I had to
notion,
think different.
you know what I mean?
I had
I
to-
agree with you. I know where you're coming from, and there's no conflict in none of it.
I want to be dragging my son on my back through a war zone, apocalyptic style with machetes and
But
shit. You know what I'm saying?
the point is, you
That's
may
what.
have to do that anyway.
If the time come for that, yeah, you have to do it. But would I bring it? Would you
You'd
bring
rather
it?
Stay in the confidence.
No, I'm not trying to bring it to stay in the comfort. I'm trying to get out in a different way. But I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're
I don't
saying.
think humans thrive in that soft approach of moving away from something. I think
That's
humans
true.
thrive in chaos.
We do.
You see the riots and everything. Everyone's coming together.
We do develop in problems because we have to think them through. Yeah, that is the truth. That's like the war or whatnot.
You know what it is like?
Humans
You know what it
become
is like here, man, yeah? We got this notion that if we govern ourselves, that equals anarchy.
No.
Yeah? Yes, we do.
I don't.
But you're the first one that mentioned it.
No, I'm just talking about if we try to take on the government or something like that. You did. Oh, because the government, like you said, the government's not going to let us.
The government. So what you're saying is,
There would be a
what you're
fight,
saying
isn't it?
is, you don't have to take on the government to opt out of society. Yeah. What happens is you're afraid that the government's going to take you on. And us on,
They
for
take-
deciding that we don't want them anymore.
They take-
and if that's the case,
They take it-
if
they
that
take-
is the case, then maybe there's a problem with the government and not my way of thinking.
They're taking us on softly anyway, day by day.
I think that's part of the condition.